Hi, my name is Zoe Smedberg and this is part one of my Understanding the Power of Now video blog series. The reason I'm doing this video based on Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, is not to push my belief system or my spiritual habits or my understanding of mindfulness onto anybody, because quite honestly I'm not quite there yet myself to offer anybody else advice by any other means. So this video blog series is more so for my own benefit, to maybe document my journey of this understanding myself. And I just thought, if I learn something from this book and I take something from it, I can think about it in my own time and then possibly video blog it myself as well, as I do believe if you say something out loud to yourself or to somebody else, it gives your brain the chance to listen and understand it again and maybe process it and analyse it in a different way, and perhaps I might even discover something completely new than what I would if I just read the book and kept it all to myself. So I might not even release these videos onto YouTube at all, so if you are watching this, then chances are I've probably learned something along the way that I felt that I wanted to share or just document and upload onto YouTube or Facebook or wherever I decide to maybe upload this. And I just want to touch on a couple of other reasons why I've came to discover the power of now and why I'm going to give it another chance. So first of all, my sister gave me this book as a gift just over a year ago, and since then I have picked it up and I've read the introduction, maybe the first 30 pages after that. And for some reason I can't get past that stage. It's not that I'm put off by it, it's not that I disagree with anything that the book is saying or trying to, explain to me. Just some reason unknown to myself, I can't get past that stage. And I put the book away and put it out of my head for a while and just forget about it for a while. And then for some reason I'm always being drawn back to it. Maybe it's because we have about 5 or 6 copies of it in my house and none of them have been read. They were on offer for £2 in a bookstore in my local town, so we decided to buy lots of them in case anybody ever wanted one. And I also have a version of this, the one my sister actually gave me with a lovely letter inside of it, I have up in my bedroom in my house in England. So for some reason I do keep getting drawn back to it. Also, Eckhart Tolle was only yesterday in Belfast in the Waterfront Odyssey doing a talk, and it was a 2-hour long talk, and I would have loved to go. And I am in Northern Ireland at the moment, so I easily could have went. It was an hour drive or an hour and a half on the train, and I could have been there and been in his presence and his spiritual amazingness and maybe learned something from it. I also knew quite a few people that were going, spiritual healers, soul teachers, life coaches that were going to it, and I would have loved to meet up with them again and have a bit of a catch up. And I know I would have learned a lot by going to this event. What Eckhart Tolle teaches, what I know so far about what he teaches, is most people in their entire lives live their day-to-day life thinking about either the past or the future. And I know for one that I am definitely one of those people. I get up and the first thing I think about is something that's maybe going to happen 2 or 3 weeks down the line, and I'm constantly thinking and over-analysing and being very rational and quite hectic and quite dramatic sometimes about things that haven't even happened yet and may not even happen. And it's the way a lot of us live, and it's quite ridiculous actually. I personally, just talking from personal experience, I very rarely sit down anymore and just enjoy silence and enjoy nothing. Just maybe it could be a cup of tea or going for a walk, and I don't do those things anymore because I'm so rational and erratic and thinking about something else and stressing myself out. So I know going up to the Waterfront Odyssey would have been a really good idea for me to do, and actually being around that presence and that positive atmosphere with over 1,000 other people there that are going on their spiritual journey, and it would have been such a great atmosphere to be around, and I maybe would have picked myself up in that way alone just by being in that atmosphere. But for some reason unknown to myself, I just couldn't bring myself to go. And it's very, very unlike me. And normally I would have jumped at the chance to go and see somebody like this and speak to my life coach and things. But the mindset that I'm in at the moment, and I'll touch on that later on, I just couldn't bring myself to go. And I felt that it was almost, all these people would have been in such a good, happy place that they would be able to actually see all the negative sides of me. And it's very, very strange feeling to have, but I felt that they would almost be able to judge me and see straight into my soul almost, and pinpoint all the things that I need to fix and need to work on. And it really just put me in such a vulnerable place and vulnerable position, and I just couldn't bring myself to go. And I was annoyed at myself for that. I was annoyed that I couldn't just get up and go. As I say, it was only an hour away and I had nothing to lose at all. But I sat there and I thought, rather than put myself out of my comfort zone, and I mean, I am a firm believer of the quote, feel the fear and do it anyway, but on this occasion I just felt that it would have been more productive for me to sit at home and not think about pushing myself to try and be a better person and push myself out of the difficult stage that I'm in at the moment, and just relax with the book and read it myself, and maybe I could interpret it in a different way than what I would learn up there anyway. And that's when the idea of the video blog series actually came to me. And I thought I could read it, analyse it, understand it, and then simplify it for this video blog. And as I say, I can reiterate it for myself. I might not even publish it, but in the future, maybe if I did put it out there, it might inspire one of you. Like if one YouTuber even comes across this and finds something useful from it, and they can interpret it in a different way, and it might even inspire them in a completely different way that it's inspired me. So that's where I'm at the moment, and that's the reason for this video series. I mentioned earlier that I would touch on the place that I'm in at the moment. So before I move on to that, I'm just going to do what Eckhart Tolle advises against actually, and rewind a little bit to the past. So this time last year, if I look back and see the person I was, I'm unrecognisable completely. I was on such a good path, spiritually, physically, mentally, everything in my life was good. It was in a good place. I had just completed 10 months of being a life skills tutor, which I really enjoyed, and I was able to help other people decide what they want to do with their lives and just see things in a little bit more of a light-hearted, positive way. I had also finished competing in the Miss Northern Ireland pageant here up in Belfast, and it was such an incredible experience. I met loads of new friends, lovely girls to be around. Everybody wanted to make a positive change for themselves and for other people. It was a very glamorous, fun event, getting my hair and makeup done all the time, wearing gorgeous ball gowns, strutting up and down the catwalk. It was fantastic, and I was given the opportunity to represent County Londonderry. So my title was actually Miss Icon, and the other girl who won Miss Derry, her title was Miss Northwest. So the two of us became good friends as well, and we got to experience this entire journey ourselves, and it was incredible. I also finished 6 months life coaching with Jenny Granger from Belfast, and her website, if you ever want to check her out, it's freshstartcoaching.co.uk, and I highly recommend it. She does Skype as well as lessons up in Belfast. I know she is quite limited with spaces, but it's always good to check her out. So I finished 6 months coaching with her, and I learned so much about myself, about what I wanted, about the way I looked at things, how to correct the way I look at things, and maybe just take some time to analyse a little bit and actually think. Change your belief system is something she really taught me, was how to really believe in yourself and believe that things would happen and manifest your dreams, and how just to take action. I also got the opportunity to move back to Winchester, where I studied at university, so I got to move back there after only my 10 months of teaching, and by doing that I got to be surrounded by all the positive people in my lifestyle that I absolutely love, that I call my best friends. I also reconnected with one of my close friends, and we are now even closer than we've ever been. Just lots of positive opportunities. I was given the opportunity to write a column for a local woman magazine. I was offered loads of photo shoots, front cover photo shoots included, award ceremonies that I got to host and present, just lots of exposure, lots of fun things. I also contacted my first ever acting agent, who then accepted me onto his books, and so everything looked good. I knew where I was going, everything was good, in a good place, and I was healthy. I was going to the gym maybe 4 or 5 times a week for exercise. I was eating very clean. I made the healthy choice to become a vegetarian. I did go through a stage of vegan, but I have started gradually incorporating little bits of dairy back into my diet. So everything was great. Needless to say, I was in a very good place. And without dwelling too much on it, but I look at myself now, and this year I don't feel like I've done very much. I've had acting auditions that I haven't been succeeding in. I was promised a job opportunity that would have been career changing, life changing, and I kind of put my life on hold for that job for 11 months, and it was all a bit up in the air, and a lot of doubt, a lot of, is this going to happen, is it not going to happen, and it was taken away from me. And so I've learned from that not to get so attached to what other people are promising you, but that really set me back. And I have my business as well that I set up, and it's going very well. It's leading length hair extensions, but I'm even finding that starting to get a bit more stressful. It's a lot of work to manage on your own. My health isn't as great. I'm skipping breakfast, I'm skipping meals, I'm not going to the gym at all. I'm not really taking care of my appearance as much as I used to. I get very stressed out, very down in the dumps very easily. One moment I could be completely convinced that I want to do this thing for my career and I'm going to do this thing now, and then 5 minutes later I could be completely, no, that's not what I want to do, I want to do something else. And so I've really been sitting down recently and thinking that I need to get back on my own spiritual path again, and read up a little bit of mindfulness, maybe get back into yoga. I've contacted my life coach again to, you know, just put my foot back on the right track and lift myself out of this stage that we all go through. You know, we do, and it's up to me essentially to fix it and to recondition my mindset to be a little bit more positive again. So that's that. That's really the reason why I want to do this. So I just thought it would be a good opportunity to be able to blog my journey of self-discovery and mindfulness again, and post it up as I go along. So as I say, I might not learn very much, but I'm blogging it just in case. And if you're watching this, then as I say, I've obviously been inspired in some way and hope that you will too. And I'm going to start off with the power of now. I'm going to read this until I learn something, and then that'll be my part 2 of this video. So if you do want to follow this journey and understand this book with me without maybe having even to physically read it, and maybe just get a couple of tips for myself and see how I progress from this really negative mindset into a bit of a happier place, then thumbs up the video, subscribe, and just write any comments or questions or anything if you think I can be of use to you in any way. Okay, so